Welcome back to the Survive and Thrive Summit for Moms, developed for moms who want to earn income from home. We are so lucky today. We have Miss Lori, Technology Optimization Specialist. Welcome, Lori.
Hello, welcome. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you so much for participating. You're just so awesome. You have so much to offer. Let me share a little bit about your description. Okay, Lori's bio. Lori is a technology optimization specialist for Computer Concepts USA. In her role, she consults with clients on leading edge technology and manages the training and change management process to drive adoption. For more than 2 decades, she has owned and operated a computer training and consulting business, providing comprehensive training, business consulting, cyber security services, I need that, for residential and business customers. She is a productivity accelerator who leverages software features to save time and frustration for her clients, while proactively monitoring and maintaining Macs, PCs, and networks. Fun fact, Lori is an avid curler and a USCG charter boat captain. Welcome, Lori. So happy to have you.
Thank you. That was a mouthful.
Yes, all the bios have been. It's like a little tongue twister. But very nice, very well written and thorough. So we're so happy to have you here. Tell us a little bit about your story. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you kind of got to where you are today.
Well, great. Since I've been in the technology business for over 2 decades, I won't go back so far because then we'll be here for a long time. But I proactively help people optimize the technology that they're using, whether they're using it in their home or whether they're using it for business. I help people with Macs and PCs, and we just help bring the technology that you're using every day for your business and make it easier for you to use. And we also bring new technology ideas to the surface so that you can implement them for your business.
Great. That's very valuable. That I think that's well needed. And I think a lot of us moms, it's like, we want to get started, but it's like where to start.
Yeah, it's a lot to get started, and I work in this business every day. So people always ask, well, how do you stay up on all the technology? Well, I read about the technology, but this is a part of my job. So I enjoy reading about it and I enjoy implementing and trying new things. But most people, and even sometimes for me, there's a lot of change with this technology happening on a daily basis. So keeping up can be difficult. But by having someone like myself, who's your technology optimization specialist, there to help you, I'm a phone call away, I'm a Zoom call away, and or a training session away to help you through some of the struggles that you're having with technology. Again, whether it's Mac related or PC, we can help you with that.
Wow, that's so valuable. Yeah, because it's like you get stumped and you want to do something and you hit this wall and it's just like, you're stuck. You don't know where to go. So that'd be so valuable. Now I know I can just text you.
It is very helpful. So one of the other things about my background too that's a little bit different than most other IT people is that I came from the training background of teaching people how to use technology. So I think that brings a little bit of a different flair when I'm helping people. I come from the background of adult education on technology. So I try to be patient, I define things, I show you how to do it, and I empower my clients to feel better about technology and about the tools that they're implementing.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, that's wonderful to know that you can deliver it in a way that's not going to make us super frustrated as well. And then I saw a little bit, you mentioned cybersecurity, and I think that kind of just goes over my head. I don't really know what that means, but it's probably important if you could just elaborate a little bit on that.
Sure. So cybersecurity is a really big topic, but it's so important today, especially because so many of us are working from home. So there's a lot of different pieces about cybersecurity. One would be, using good protocols, making sure that you're, especially for passwords like the number one frustrating piece for people, making sure that you're changing default passwords on equipment that you get. So if you
Oh,
have a new cable modem from Comcast or AT&T, whoever is providing you internet service, you want to make sure that you're changing the default passwords that come with those devices, and that will help with security. And then the other piece with cybersecurity is making sure that you use strong, long passwords. Um, One of the things that happens today is that we get data breaches. And if you're like, 49% of most Americans, they use the same password or a very similar root password for all their
guilty.
passwords. Yes.
Guilty,
It
yes.
We cannot physically remember all the different passwords that we're collecting and logging into sites with.
Yeah.
So it's really important to use different ones. Use a password manager. Don't use the one that comes in your browser, because the one in your browser may get um, hijacked, or it could be available to threat actors in case they get access to your system. So
And what
you
was that? What
like
did you say?
threat actors,
Oh,
the bad guys.
okay.
The bad guys. So we always tell people use longer words, putting two words together, like black monitor. And I use uppercase, and then I use a special character, and then numbers. Usually three, to six numbers after all those letters. So having a longer password is much better, or even utilizing some of the passwords that, are suggested by the different password managers.
Do you recommend a specific site for password manager?
Well, I have a couple of different ones that I utilize, and it really depends on the need. So if you need to share passwords with other people, we use one that's called Keeper. I also use another password tool called Passportal and IT Glue. So these are other password managers that allow you to have an encrypted place to go and save your information. And you have a browser add-on, and then you can have an app on your phone, and it can, travel with you through your devices. So that's definitely utilizing a password manager is really important.
Great. And is that risky to have on your phone in case someone gets a hold of your phone?
Well, that's actually a really good question. And it can be if you don't have security in place on your phone. So you want to
Oh,
have a password on your phone, and those apps will also come with a password. So usually for my password managers, I do not choose to remember me. I always make sure that that's not checked so that I have to log in each time.
oh,
Um,
that's a great idea.
yeah, and then another really good tool, let's say you don't want to use a password manager. One thing I highly encourage everybody for: email, banking, anything financial, anything that's tied to you, medical, um, credentials like your life insurance, any type of insurance, any pieces of like real good data that people can get on you. You want to make sure that you're using something called two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. Have you heard of this before?
Yes, I just learned about it.
So, and that's good. So, there's a lot of things changing in technology. So, multi factor means you're getting some other type of notification. It may be a text message that you're getting, or you might be using another app. It's called an authenticator. And some of those apps are known as Authy or Duo. Google has an authenticator. And what it does, it produces a new code every like 20 seconds. So, when you're logging in, you're going to need another device to get that authentication code in order to log in. So
So that's the one where it sends the 6-digit code and you can copy from your text.
yes. So it's another way. So even if someone had your password, if you had a multi-factor authentication, they would need to also then obtain that additional code in order to log into those accounts. So
So
that's
they
why
would
for
need like access to your phone.
access to your phone or that app, that is an authenticator that's giving you those codes.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
So that's definitely something I always recommend.
Okay, Awesome. Well, if you just want to take it away, I know you have lots of good nuggets for us. If you want to kind of share your
Sure.
screen and go into that for us. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things that Chelsea and I were talking about is, with this new normal of social distancing, it's making it really hard for some of us who have certain businesses where you're used to going out to networking events and meeting people in person, and or you already have your clients, but how can you stay connected to them during this stage of social distancing? So one of my big things right now is don't let your business stay quarantined. This is a great time for you to put systems in place and to put the technology in place for you to stay connected to your clients. So, I'm going to be talking about just at a high level today some of the different tools that you can think about. And if you're interested in learning about all the different, like from some of the freeware to paid to a monthly subscription or even a yearly subscription, I have a whole list of this created. So after I speak, if you're interested in those, I can send you that information.
Great.
But for today, let me share my screen. All this technology, there's a lot going on, trying to remember. Are you able to see the
Yes,
sales
ma'am.
funnel? Okay, great. So actually, I said sales funnel, and I didn't mean to say sales funnel. I meant to say it's a communication funnel. So there's many different ways on how you can stay connected to your clients today. And one of the ways that I think we can really stay connected to our clients is by utilizing social media. Uh, I know, Chelsea, you and I were connected on social media, and it's great to stay connected to your friends and your clients. Many times I will hear from people that they don't want to join Facebook, or they don't want to be on social media, or they don't want to connect to their clients on social media. I say connect. I say connect because it gives you that opportunity. Again, it's that old adage that we've always heard. The more that people want to do business with the people that they like, know, and trust. And when people continuously see you on social media with the same look and feel, whether it's from Facebook or LinkedIn, or they're learning about you, you're going to be at the front of mind when they're seeing you. So I definitely think staying connected through social media is very important. I always tell people stay away from things that are political, can, make people angry, or, it's a 50-50 toss up if people are going to be upset about something. Stay away from those things. Promote yourself, promote goodwill, promote your business, because you are really your personal brand. So some other things that you can do on social media, and I know you're doing this, Chelsea, uh, with your group today. You have a Facebook group that you have created where people can comment and share ideas, correct? So you've got a Facebook group going. So I encourage everybody to join various Facebook groups that can be your connection to other people that you could target or could be your ideal customer. So that's one thing. Another one that I communicate with is a local Facebook group that recommends services. And on that Facebook group, there's over 4,000 people in that Facebook group of my target market where I do my business locally. Now I'm expanding globally, but locally, you can give value to people. Don't always go in with a sales pitch. If somebody has a question, give them advice on what to do, because the more you're posting value, the more people will see you as that expert from giving that advice, and they'll start to ask you questions, and then potentially reach out to you and have you do business for them. So have you seen
A great
anything like
idea.
that?
That's something I wouldn't think of. That's good advice.
Yeah, so I like that. And again, having that same look and feel, having a profile picture where people can tell it's you. It's hard enough to tell it's you when the picture's, so tiny on our cell phones, where most of us are on these days looking at social media. But I do encourage you to have the same picture on all of them, so that people can find you and know who you are. Some other tools we have is about collaboration tools. Uh, So how are you communicating now? Well, we're utilizing a platform that allows us to connect with people. This is Zoom. Microsoft has one, it's called Teams. There's another one that's called, WebEx. There's a lot of different tools out there that you can use to stay connected to your clients. So I encourage you to get a camera, get a headset, and start making these video calls with your clients so that you can stay connected with them. It just it allows you to get up in the day, you get dressed, you get ready, and it becomes, a part of the new normal. Are you doing this now, Chelsea, with some of your clients?
Um, I'm not really there yet as I'm still developing my first product. But yeah, definitely with my coaches and my team. Even, my son is one and, he had some special needs. And so, yeah, for our doctor appointments and all that, yeah, for sure.
All right, well, I'm going to go quickly past my little funnel here. I'm going to take us to a couple more pages of a little presentation. So
Okay.
again, we're no longer networking anymore. So we need to make sure that, we're connecting with people, online and staying connected. So again, in my social media, I use the same look and feel for all my different social media platforms. I'm also starting to use video more. What I love about having a recorded video, and I encourage everybody to do an introduction video. It doesn't need to be fancy like mine. It can be something that you're just introducing yourself. When you have that video done once, guess what? You only have to record it once and send it out to your clients. Again, it helps increase or accelerate them knowing you and liking you and, getting to know you in your specific field. So I love videos. Videos are opened more and people like watching the videos. One thing to keep in mind about videos, if you're going to start making them more, most people watch them silently on their phones. So you want to use text capturing software so that they can read it while you're also doing a video.
That's a
So this
great
is
point.
this is the one about the social media groups. Again, going in, giving value. The more you give value and the more you exceed your clients' expectations when you're working with them, the more likely they're going to become a raving fan about you, and they're going to write reviews in those groups, which will then make other people want to do business with you even more. So I
Yeah,
think,
and that's, sorry to interrupt. Yeah,
yeah,
that women helping women entrepreneurs, that is a that is a great group for all of you watching to join. That's a lot of tools and a lot of great, man, once if you make a post in there, I mean, you're going to get like 100 responses.
yeah, hundreds. So there's over
Yeah.
300,000
Yeah.
women in that group. It is an amazing group to be a part of, and it's
Yes.
really fun to see other people comment and, make recommendations, especially if you're in there giving value. The more often people see your name, the more often people are going to start thinking about you for whatever you do in your business.
Yeah, a friend of mine, actually, she's a speaker, Beverly Simon, on the summit. She started a show, and that kind of put her on the map. But you know, a call for speakers on that one site has booked her through June.
Wow, that's
Like
amazing.
there were so many, she was just overwhelmed with the responses. But it's been some great, great people.
So, and also think about this. So right now, a lot of people's budgets may be smaller, but with social media, you don't have to worry about paying for advertising just by you giving value to a group of over 300,000 people. Guess what? You're advertising what you do and what you can provide to somebody else for free. It's just giving
Right.
of your time. So it's really one thing to think about. Don't feel like I don't have any money, I can't start my business, or I don't have a way to advertise. You do. It's social media, it's yourself. You're your brand, and you can get out there and give information.
I know there's specific ways to kind of promote yourself on groups because you don't want to like break the rules. Do you recommend like a certain way? Like how do you know what's okay to post and what's not okay?
Well, that's a great question. I think by joining the group, seeing what kind of questions are being asked, and even if someone's asking a question, especially even in that group, some people just need a little bit of motivation. So you can share a story. It's not about always promoting yourself, it's about sharing your experiences, and that allows you to have connections with people. And yeah, so I think sometimes I've even become friends with people on some of these you know larger groups just because you start bonding because you're sharing the same type of information. So I think that's something that you can try. And sometimes they do have promotional days, so get ready to pick something and promote that about yourself or about your business.
Great, yes, thank you.
So some other ways, newsletters. How many of you are sending out newsletters now, to your clients? I will tell you right now, I am unsubscribing to newsletters. I do think newsletters are great. I think if you're providing valuable content, maybe something specific to what's going on in the world today, that's very good for newsletters. However, the problem with a newsletter is that many people are not reading them. If you are sending them out, sometimes they could be going into promotional mailboxes or the junk, or they're just people like me, they're overwhelmed with emails, and so they're not reading them. Your open rate isn't going very well. So, what can you do to change that? Well, another option is to use a newsletter with a video. You can make a customized video for somebody. So, again, if you're not comfortable in front of the camera yet, start getting comfortable. Start pushing yourself past the stage of you not being comfortable in front of the camera, and just move forward. And again, you can record a video once and send it to hundreds or thousands of people that are on your newsletter list. But emails with videos get opened more. And I've got a list of different tools that you can use from free to paid to help you with that process. So again, a newsletter with a video is very important or a good opportunity. Another way that you can communicate is by text message. How many of you are getting text messages all the time? But can you imagine sitting there and responding back and forth to all of your clients with a text message or sending one at a time? Sure, you can copy and paste, but if you're sending 1,000 texts or 100 text messages, that can take a lot of time.
Yeah.
But there are tools out there that can allow you, again, some are free, some are paid, some have, pay as you use them, but text messages are actually read within 90 seconds versus 90 minutes if that newsletter actually gets opened. So text message communication can definitely be a great way to increase your connection with your clients. Little short snippets of information. Hey, I've got this great sale today. Send it to them. Or, hey, this is a great tip I want you guys to know about. This happened today. Click here. And you can send it to them as a text. And maybe you also send it to them as a video, and you'll either be reinforcing or at least catching them at least on one of the pieces of technology. So are you using or are you texting your clients at all or in the past with your business?
No, but it's on my list to set up a, I almost said WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, Mind Me, so that I can do the short code, text bucket list to 26786. And that way I can have a straight link to get to my free gift.
Yes, that is a great way to utilize the text messaging platform. So some of the benefits of a text message platform versus your own personal cell phone is that you get the automation in the back end. And there are some platforms, like you just said, it could be a short 5-digit code. And people know when they're subscribing to that 5-digit code, it's a marketing, right? It's going to be a marketing tool that you're going to be pushing out. There are even some other tools that you can utilize that are a real phone number. And those real phone numbers then allow the text messages in, and some of them even allow you to record a voicemail and send it it's a ringless voicemail, to your clients. So you can record a message once and send it out to everybody.
That's great.
And again, you're building your list, and you can build up automation in the back end. So you don't have to keep attaching a file to something. It's going to do it automated for you. So I really like text messaging. And right now, uh, how are you communicating with your clients? Do you have a cell phone? Do you have a landline? Does anyone have landlines anymore? What do you have?
No.
Cell phone? Okay.
Cell and computer.
All right. So with your cell phone, what's great about phones is that, so today I have my cell phone, I can get a call on it. I'm a one-person operation today, but what happens if I need to grow my business and I don't want to get cell phone messages or text messages on my personal cell phone? I want to push it to a business line. Well, what's great today about technology is that we have what we call VoIP, voice over IP phone lines. So you have a real number. It can be an app on your phone, so you don't need a separate telephone or a separate cell phone. You can use an app right on your device. And if you start to grow, you can add another line, or you can have a virtual assistant answer your phone for you. So instead of your staff using their cell phone, how can you keep your information or your clients then contained, and making sure that it's not falling through the cracks, or if someone leaves your company? By having a voice over IP phone line, you're able to collaborate with more people internally at your own company, and you're not losing your client information on somebody else's cell phone. So something to keep in mind.
Interesting.
So again, it's feature rich, and they're not expensive. It's not any more expensive than a normal phone line with a cellular company or a regular landline company, but you get so many more features today in a voice over IP. So I work with a couple of different vendors, depending on the type of tools that you need and your price point. This is a great avenue that you can utilize to help you grow your business, scale up, and scale down. Many times these services are month to month. So if you have a really busy season, like for the holidays, you can ramp up and get more phone lines, and then the next month take those phone lines away.
Great idea.
So a couple things that you can use there with technology. Again, collaboration tools, Microsoft Teams, using G Suite, being able to communicate with everybody in a platform other than email. And again, today all we're doing is communicating online with our virtual meetings and staying connected. Something else that you can also do, you can do some podcasts. Maybe this isn't technically considered a podcast, but I consider it a webinar, and we're communicating, and you can be interviewed on other podcasts.
Yeah.
Weren't you just on an episode of a show this past week or last week?
Yeah, the lemonade stand.
So is that a podcast or a webinar or an online show?
Podcast.
Podcast. So with the
Coming
podcast,
up.
yeah, you're able to communicate with even more people than what you could have before. Yesterday I was at
Right.
a client, and he's been mailing letters to people, like 30 letters a week. I don't know if he's handwriting them or not, but he's mailing letters. And he's like, I really want to start speaking so I can communicate with more people. He has such knowledge to share that a podcast, getting on one, can really help you. There's websites that can help you get booked on something, and we even have a media coach. She's being interviewed this week too with you, correct?
Angel, yes, ma'am.
Angel.
She's one of the keynotes.
So with Angel, she talks about being media ready. Well, making sure that you have a picture, a professional picture done, a headshot, making sure you have your bio written, making sure that you have something to offer when you're on a podcast is a great way to share your knowledge and reach more people. You don't have to create your own podcast. You can just be a guest on somebody else's.
Yeah. That's much better. I don't want to, I can't create another thing.
Yeah, no, and dealing with all the technology of a podcast, there's a lot that goes with that. But if you don't want to do that yourself, but you want to create your own, again, reach out to me. We can get you connected to that type of technology and help you promote it. I also do speaking engagements since I won't be speaking in public anytime soon, but being able to speak on webinars like this or create your own webinar and share it within your resources with something like Zoom, you can subscribe to that. One of the last pieces, one of my favorite things that I love to talk about is a digital business card. So there's different levels of digital business cards that you can have, but today you're not going to be going to a networking event where you can share a business card. But being able, I mean, a physical business card on paper, but being able to share your V card, that's something that you can share from your phones. Have you done that before where you go to contact, someone said, oh, do you have somebody for this? You find that contact and you click share. It sends it as what we call a V card. So that's a digital business card. So I highly recommend to everybody, put your picture, create a contact of yourself in your phone and forward that to people so they know how to contact you. So that's a V card.
Yeah, that's valuable too when it pops up on your phone. Do you want to save as, this contact with the phone numbers and the emails and everything?
Well, yeah, and then you're saving somebody else from having to type it in. Signatures are
Yeah.
great also at the bottom of your emails, making
And I
sure.
love having photos of someone. It's like I'm not going to take the time to put photos in for business contacts, but I love to see their photo pop up,
I love
especially if
that
it's a
too.
beautiful professional photo like yours.
Oh, thank you. Well, that photo, that was a special day. Maybe if we have time, we'll talk about that. But the digital business cards, I also have a website that's my digital business card, and it's a My 360 site, and a friend of mine created this, and it allows people to stay connected with you. So not only can they download my contact information, they can also connect with me on any of my social media or see my book that's coming out or check out a video that I just posted on social media. Let's say you're a real estate agent. You can have links to the houses that you have for sale or links to houses that you just sold or tips to buy something. You can have a download sheet. So there's a lot of ways that you can use this 360 site, even if it's not just for connecting with you on your social media. It can be taking people to landing pages. Again, very affordable. You can use a 360 site that gives different links, or again, just having a digital business card is very important right now.
And so I am, I do know Ray, I am familiar, and I'm in the process of setting up mine. How do you, or what's your opinion on, having your own personal site in regards to like having multiple businesses?
Oh, well, that's a great question. So not only do I own a technology firm, but I do different pieces within technology, and my husband and I also own a boat company. So when you have multiple businesses, can you imagine me meeting somebody and they're interested in me helping them with their computers or technology? Now they want to go on a boat ride. What am I going to do? Carry 4 or 5 business cards around with me? So instead, having a site like this allows me to showcase my different businesses. So it's a great tool. I can list my different websites or different contact pieces, and anyone can connect with me. Or if I'm leaving a business, or maybe I work for someone else and I'm starting my side hustle, this gives me a way to, again, stay connected with them and to show them maybe something else that I'm doing. So it's a great tool.
Yeah, absolutely. And he always says, brand yourself. Like they join your business or they purchase your product because of you. Brand yourself, and then you can brand your companies under that. So yeah, this is a great tool. It's very affordable too.
It's very affordable. It's one of my favorite pieces of what I've done with myself for my personal brand and for my business. I mean, people can recognize me when I go from one site to the next because I have the same image going everywhere. Too bad I don't have a makeup and hair artist every day, but especially right now, there's none of that happening. So some other tools that you can also use are, you know, things to think in the background. If you're saying the same thing to people, either via email or text message, have some auto text created. Like, hey, it was really nice meeting you. But instead of you having to type that out each and every time, you can have shortcuts. You can type out 3 letters and have this type of information pop out on the screen for you. So in Gmail or in Outlook or even in a text message, you can look up something called auto text and you can create some auto text entries, even on your cell phone. Connecting, you know, I'm on so many video chats, it's hard for me to schedule with people. So I subscribe to a calendar tool. There's many out there, some free, some paid, that people can book time with you so that you can stay connected. And again, it's helping you automate some of that process in the background. I think, Chelsea, you were using a calendar tool to schedule all of that?
Only.
Yeah. So it's a great tool. There's other ones out there. Again, I have a whole list of different ones that you can choose from.
And one of the things I love about Calendly is that it connects to Zoom. So it creates the actual link to Zoom for you. You don't have to like create a meeting in Zoom and share that. It automatically does all of that for you.
It's very helpful in time. It's very
And it's
helpful because it
free.
can save you. Well, there's
The,
all aspects of it
the
for
first
free.
version is
Yeah.
free, yes.
One time slot, one time zone. Um, so do you have any questions right now with what we've covered and what we talked about?
So since we're wrapping up, give what do you have on your heart to share with work from home moms? You know, just give us your little tidbit there.
So my little tidbit there is to definitely make sure that you're going out and you're finding a tool that you can use to help you stay connected, whether it's through a video, whether it's for collaborating with a newsletter, sending out a digital business card. Get out there and stay connected with your clients today and start automating some things in the background so that when we can start being more social again, you can hit the ground running with your business. Again, you don't have to stay, your business does not have to stay quarantined during this time frame. You can pivot a little and try something different. Get outside of your comfort zone right now and start utilizing some of the technology out there that can help you. And someone like me, I'm here to help you with that technology.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a great opportunity to get in front of clients, like you say. Okay, so I know a lot of people are going to have questions for you and want to get a hold of you. How can they reach you?
Well, the best way to reach me is to go to my social media site, which is Lori, Lori. I actually have it written down below, Lori360.com. And you can connect with me. I have different Facebook groups providing information. But again, you can connect with me on any social media that you're on, and I'll be glad to connect.
That's wonderful. Okay, well, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time and all the valuable information you provided.
Well, great. Well, thank you for having me, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day.
Absolutely. Thank you.